thank you once again to all our esteemed guests. To further set the tone and context for this next session ahead, I would like to invite Mr. Sabyasachi Datta to take this forward. Thank you.
A very, very good evening. Konnichiwa, namaskar. Esteemed Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad Sangma, His Excellency Ambassador Kenichi Ono, Ambassador of Japan to India, Ambassador Gangte, Secretary Ministry of External Affairs, Shri Hemant Kanoria ji, Chairman Kanoria Foundation, Shri Bez Barua, Chairman Asian Confluence, Governing Council. We are also joined here by His Excellency Ambassador Riaz Hamidullah, High Commissioner of Bangladesh. In India, Ambassador Takahashi Naoki, Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy of Japan in Bangladesh, Dr. Kayashima Sasakawa Peace Foundation, esteemed members of the Asian Confluence Governing Council, distinguished friends from the Japanese and Indian industry, senior leaders, officers from the state government of Meghalaya, Nagaland, Assam, and Manipur, members of the media, academia, think tanks, and civil society, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Asian Confluence, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to our home state and this beautiful city of Shillong, which has cherry blossom. We are honored to collaborate with the government of Meghalaya, the Embassy of Japan and the Ministry of External Affairs, and the Sasakawa Peace Foundation in bringing you this 6th edition of the KIZUNA Dialogue Conclave. As you know, or as you might know, KIZUNA, the word is a Japanese word, means heart-to-heart communication. So, before anything else, from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of our entire team, welcome to Shillong. Welcome, thank you, Excellencies on stage, for attending this 6th edition. The Northeast is where India's Act East policy and Japan's free and open Indo-Pacific vision converge. India and Japan share many common threads embedded in history, culture, lifestyle, and aspirations in this region. Since its inception in 2021, KIZUNA Conclave has evolved into a major platform for forward-looking India-Japan engagements, particularly focused on Northeast India and the Bay of Bengal region. Building on 5 successful editions, the 6th conclave will further strengthen institutional dialogue and catalyze sectoral partnerships. It is bringing industry, academia, and policymakers together on one platform, putting the Northeast at the epicenter of the development discourse between India and Japan for a prosperous Indo-Pacific and a vibrant Bay of Bengal region, in line with the will of the political leadership of both our nations. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you will agree with me when I say we are living in extremely eventful and challenging times. On one hand, we are witnessing a strong currents of geopolitical churn, reshaping the global order and reconfiguring global supply chains. On the other hand, there is immense pressure on the planet from climate change, compelling the need for more green initiatives. In this midst, natural disruptors like the pandemic we witnessed a few years ago, and technology-led disruptors such as artificial intelligence, AI, are promising to change the very way we work, live, and operate. In this churn, change seems to be the only constant, and the ability to learn and relearn the most vital skill. But there is also immense opportunities for growth embedded in this. We thus truly need a KIZUNA, heart-to-heart communication, with our friends to overcome our hurdles, ideate, and find solutions. This conclave first dives deep into three sectors which we believe are of extreme relevance to the development of the region. One, the semiconductor ecosystem. The Tata OSAT plant in Jagi Road, Assam, on the border of Meghalaya, is a game-changing project. I would say much like what Suzuki did in the auto sector in the early 80s. The plant can become the epicenter for catalytic growth of several ancillary industries: services, logistics, skilling, hospitality, and healthcare. Coupled with the power of AI, this ecosystem can have far-reaching value to the region. In this conclave, we are joined by friends from Japanese and Indian industry and centers of excellence from across India. Two, the circular economy and the clean energy sector. In the last conclave in Guwahati, in which you, our Honorable Chief Minister, gave the valedictory address, you might recall, we came up with some recommendations. One of the ideas came from friends in the industry to dive deeper and explore collaborations on the circular economy with Japanese technologies for the region. To tackle issues such as management of large urban solid waste, synergizing with the agri-farm sector, production of biogases from farm waste, and production of organic fertilizers which feed the organic industry as byproducts. Here we are joined by several companies in the circular economy sector. Three, the skilling sector. A massive scale up of skilled human resources on the anvil. Several companies are operating in the region. There are opportunities to be unleashed for the youth and challenges to be solved. Japan's challenges of an aging population, and just before this, Honorable Chief Minister, we had a presentation from the JICA India head. There are lots of opportunities for the skilling, as you yourself very know. We are really therefore very happy and grateful that we have representatives of more than 50 Japanese and Indian companies and business organizations in this room. We hope that this dialogue serves as a meaningful matching of interests and businesses. Besides hosting industry-government engagements, dedicated sessions on geopolitics, security, and regional development in Track 2 mode with think tanks and the diplomatic representatives from India, Japan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Nepal is also a feature of this KIZUNA. How can we work together to ensure inclusive and sustainable growth to the last mile in these turbulent times? How can we leverage on the game-changing projects of connectivity and infrastructure in the Northeast and in our neighborhood? An example such as the Gelefu Mindfulness City project in Bhutan, we have a representative from them here, and like the Matarbari Deep Sea Port project in Bangladesh. How can these all synergize for win-win solutions? This is a core topic of common interest. The presence of our esteemed representatives, the Secretary General of BIMSTEC will be here tomorrow, the High Commissioner of Bangladesh is here, we have a Member of Parliament from Nepal, a representative of the Gelefu Mindfulness City project in Bhutan, in our immediate neighborhood gives this conclave the much needed depth and dimension. The conclave will also be addressed tomorrow by the State Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, who is coming on I think a less than 24-hour visit to India, if I'm not wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I have not taken too much time, but I have been able to lay out a short context of this KIZUNA. Of course, should you need any help in the next 2 days, please reach out and let's try and use this opportunity to make things happen. Thank you very much again for being here. And once again, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, we really appreciate your presence, Your Excellency, we really appreciate your presence here. Now, may I invite Shri MP Bezbarua, Chairman of the Governing Council of Asian Confluence, to kindly give his welcome remarks.
Respected Chief Minister, Mr. Sangma, His Excellency Ambassador Mr. Kaichi, Mr. Gangte, Mr. Kanoria, our young and energetic director, executive director, my colleagues in the Governing Council, Excellencies present here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and guests from Japan. It is indeed a great pleasure and a great privilege and honor for me, on behalf of Asian Confluence, to stand here to welcome you. Such an eminent and learned gathering here is a privilege for all of us, people of thinkers, practitioners, policymakers, all who are gathered here. We hope you have a very, very pleasant stay here and also have carry back, every one of you, good memories of things happening and things where we can join together. Thank you so much for your presence and support to KIZUNA 6, and as you have always done for the earlier KIZUNAs. I have no pretension of trying to say something of value or relevance for the serious discussions that will follow tomorrow, whole day, and in future. Shaiba also has laid out the whole picture of what the purpose is and what we have done and what is the road ahead for us. The first session that we had outlined a wide expanse of development activities that are taking place, which create a lot of hope and optimism in this region, and as well for the wider regions of the world. But development, as someone had mentioned in the earlier one, needs to be seen in a wider context of human development, achieving the possibilities of each individual human being. And very rightly, it was said in the earlier session that when peace becomes the foundation, development becomes destiny. So that interrelationship between these two is very important, and that's why I would like to briefly mention what Asian Confluence stands for and why our ideas and values are so important for what you are discussing today and tomorrow. It will be pertinent to share with you again what our philosophy is, what values that drive us, and what we believe in. Very briefly, let me say that our focus is the northeast of this country. A land, we say, is like no other land. We are looking at the sustainable development of the lives of the people in this region with efforts that we combine with the friends all across in our neighbor or beyond. In doing so, we try to focus on shared culture, history, resources, values, geographical interdependence with our neighbors, and also try to harness them for common good of the common people. Our primary purpose is people-to-people contact to build a strong human society all across. We believe that development policies must be people-centric, must reflect their needs and aspirations. We try to give voice to the people, the third space, as we call them, and try to connect their voice with the policymakers and others who matter. Your presence here today, sir, Mr. Chief Minister, gives a very strong message. First, you represent the people. You are the representative of the people, and we see you as the voice of the people. Second, You are also the Northeast identity, the young, aspiring Northeast that we are now looking at, the hopes and aspirations of the people. Third, you signify people and policy connect. Your presence here allows us to think that there can be a connect between what we discuss and what the policymakers can carry forward. So we have great expectations on that count. We are very happy that KIZUNA dialogue has been a landmark development in that journey of ours. The concept note explains the background, and Ms. Saibba has also explained what has been done. I shall not go into all those details, but let me very briefly share why the dialogue is so important and relevant to the ideology of ESCON and the pressing need of the world today. Most important there is, it is coming together of thinking, caring people for development. We are happy that we are meeting at the beginning of a new year with a lot of hope and trying to forget a grim year of failure of the global society and the absence of what we have been asking for, a rule-based global order. However, for us, peace is not just the absence of war. Peace is a positive context of working together for betterment of the human mind and human destiny. We cannot ignore the surroundings in which we have to implement the development aspirations that we have talked about and going to talk tomorrow in the dialogue. We are so happy, in fact, that Sasakawa Foundation is also with us, and we hope that they will guide us on the importance of merging our aspirations with the importance of peace in the wider sense in our journey of together. And to raise the voice for the people, for a world where humanity is respected, where we wage war not to kill people, but to kill hunger and malnutrition. COVID recently had taught us a survival lesson. The tourism community, where I also belong to, the global community had coined a survival motto for the future, and it was called that the future is people, planet, and prosperity. Are we forgetting these lessons very soon? The Millennium Development Goal was a sad reflection of global community's resolve, which was not fulfilled. Climate change policies are embroiled in endless discussions and little action. Will Sustainable Development Goals also go the same way? Will the world continue to be blind to the teachings of history that it repeats itself? Was not the notion of cultural superiority a factor which facilitated the spread of colonialism in the last century? Do you see ominous signs of the same recurring? And do you hear arrogant voices again? In that context, the people have to get together. In the midst of such doubts, and the initiative like KIZUNA Dialogue bring a ray of hope. We ask the question, can we make a difference together? We say even a 5,000-mile journey must start with a small step. We have taken this step. It is very important that we keep going. Let the voice of the third space be heard. Let the tribe increase. If all of you join hands to carry it forward, make it bigger, make it reach the wider human community, small though ESCON is, will not be found wanting in that effort. I remember the saying of Edmund Burke that nobody, he said, nobody made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could do only a little. Every little thing counts, and we'll do that. I hope the deliberations will be leading to very constructive, concrete action and will show in a way for much bigger things in the Northeast and for wider regions and the living of the people and their lives. Thank you once again, and thank you for being with us, and wish you all success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that address. Now, may I request Mr. Hemant Kanoria to kindly give us a brief perspective on his views on this region. Mr. Hemant Kanoria is represents a very big voice in the business community, especially from the eastern quadrant of India. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Mr. Conrad Sangma, Ambassador of Japan, Mr. Sabyasachi Datta, Mr. Bezwarwa, Mr. Gantak, and distinguished members here and participants. Good evening to all of you. It's a great honor for inviting me here, and at the Asian Confluence, I also had an opportunity to visit the office of the Asian Confluence, and I was really impressed because it was not about the business. It was a confluence of culture, business, tradition, everything bringing together. And that is what Mr. Datta is taking forward. I really appreciate it, and I congratulate you for this initiative. Because coming from the business, I'll straight away get into business. The industry perspective, if you look at it, you know, all of us, especially in India, we always looked at the West, and we wanted to ape the West, we wanted to follow everything of the West. But now if you look at it, the West is in a chaotic condition. If we start from the US, less said about the US better, because we do not know what the tariffs will be. The whole world is at tenterhooks with America. We come to Europe, again, the Europe is in recession. We have Ukraine and Russian war. So if you look at the Middle East, was also having its own chaos everywhere. And India was one of the foremost countries which announced that we are going to look east. And it was almost about 20, 25 years back that that initiative was taken, that to look east. Then it was Act East. And this is the right call. And as Mr. Datta also mentioned, that the northeastern part of India, Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, all these particular states, they are the epicenter of the Indian confluence towards Asia. We have looked at, I still remember because I come from the infrastructure space and almost started about 35 years back in the infrastructure, and which was both physical and social infrastructure. I've seen how the development of the whole country had taken place. We had no ports, we had no power, the power was in a bad situation, we had potholes everywhere. Now if we travel on the roads in India, we feel proud because it is even better than, it is definitely better than the US, but comparatively it is also better than Europe, and that when we are traveling on the Indian roads. So basically the entire infrastructure in the last 20, 30 years in the country has dramatically changed. And when China talked about one belt, one road, for India to connect the entire to connect South Asia and Asia through road, we are doing it through the ports, but also through road, would be a great initiative. Because when you have the infrastructure of roads or power, it helps you to build up the entire development, the social development takes place. You have industries coming up, you have, training centers, you have hospitals, you have hospitality, everything just springs up if you have the infrastructure which gets created. And so therefore I think that time has come that from our country and the Asian confluence, with the help and assistance of Japan, thinks about a road which can be built up, and you can have a ribbon development along the road where all kinds of industries and infrastructure, hospitals, hotels, everything starts coming up. And I think that it has to go through the Northeast because Northeast, especially Assam and Meghalaya, they are very well positioned to capitalize on this particular opportunity. And they have to take the lead. Fortunately, both Assam and Meghalaya, they have very, very forward-looking chief ministers, very young. And I think that Meghalaya has the youngest chief minister in the country, and he has been there for such a long time. So, we are very proud of you, Mr. Sangma. I actually happen to know your father very well, and I remember as a young kid, I used to go with my father to meet him, and I have a lot of fond memories about him. So, I know that both of you can take this initiative of building up this road which can connect the entire South Asia, going right up to Singapore. And that is a possibility which is there, which can start from here. And now with Bangladesh also, we hope the situation will improve. So from India, from West Bengal, if we get connected to through Bangladesh to Assam, Meghalaya, and going right up to Indonesia, So that would really help in the development. It could be a large project, but nevertheless, I'm sure that most of the countries will be in a position to participate in this. And this is something which I think that will be the greatest infrastructure project which can be taken up through the Asian confluence, which Mr. Datta, you have taken the initiative. The other smaller parts of things which we can look at, as it has been also discussed, is about setting up training centers. Universities here, Japanese universities can come up in Meghalaya and Assam, where you can have the training for people in hospitality, in healthcare, in engineering, because these are the kind of people and skill sets which can be developed in India. And as we were discussing in the earlier panel also, that Meghalaya is blessed with having a very young population. India as such has a young population, but Meghalaya is still blessed with having a younger population compared to all over the country. And so therefore, the people can be trained. The literacy level is high, so therefore it is very easy to train a people and to be in a position to have this participation for them to go over to Japan and other parts of the world. Basically, we have seen that, the development, one is the physical infrastructure, which is important, at the same time, the social infrastructure, which is very critical because the aspirations of the youth today is much higher than what it used to be compared when we were growing up. So people need all the basic amenities, which we used to call it luxury, has become the basic amenities today. So therefore, that is needed. So how do we have an all-round development? And we had taken from our group, we had taken an initiative in the villages. So we run about 4.5 lakh centers all over the country, where we have empowered people in the villages, trained them, we call it the Sahaj Mitra, the common service centers, it's basically a brick and click model. So everything is available to people on the technology platform, but there is a physical center there, which is run by an entrepreneur. So therefore, you create more of entrepreneurs instead of people from the villages going and seeking jobs. They become job creators, and that is what India needs. And that is the initiative which can be taken up, especially in states like Meghalaya and Assam and the entire Northeast, because of the high level of education which is there. And also, I think that people are having that initiative to take up the entrepreneurship, because for entrepreneurship you need initiative, and I'm sure that people have that initiative. And because with such forward-looking leaders here, I think that the training programs can work very well. Japan has taken this initiative of participating in the northeastern region in a big way. So I think that it is electronics industry, even pharmaceuticals should be looked at, because pharmaceutical is another industry which requires less of pollution. Northeast compared to all over India has less of pollution. When we come to the northeastern part, especially to Shillong and all, we can at least see the stars. In Calcutta or Delhi, we never see the stars. It is only to get a bang on our head that we can see a star. Otherwise, there is no way that we can see the stars in the sky. And that is where I think that pharmaceutical industry, clean-based industries can come up here. And all over the country, you see, because people have now started looking even from Calcutta. We are so near and close to Assam and Meghalaya, etc. But we always looked at the west or the southern part or the northern part of India. We never used to come here. The first initiative which when I took up of building up a new city in new town in Guwahati, everyone said that it is going to be a disaster. And now over 350 acres, we are building up a new township. It has been well received by the people. It was an initiative initially 10 years back, seemed that it will not be successful. So I think that Northeast has an opportunity. It is well positioned from the perspective of industries. All of us from the other parts of the country, we are quite keen to invest in Northeast. I also have a personal desire because, as they say, that you have to be always linked. My wife belongs to Tinsukia, so therefore, basically, also it brings me to my, as they say, that my sasural is here, so I have to come back again and again. But Northeast has a great potential. We are all very keen to see that the initiatives which are taken by the government, how we can support. I was just there yesterday with the Secretary of Power, and he was saying that almost about 40,000 crore in the power sector is being invested in Assam. So we can look at even in Meghalaya. Meghalaya has coal here, so they can be thermal-based power plants. They could be the solar-based power plants. So there are a lot of opportunities which are there. Now you have battery storage, etc. So I think if you look at industry's perspective, a lot of industries we can set up. We will be very happy to cooperate with the Asian Confluence, with the governments here, with the Japanese government to see how we can draw in more and more industries to come up. Thank you once again, all of you, and thank you, Mr. Datta, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kanoria. Now, may I welcome Shri N.J. Kangte, the Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs and the Acting DDG of the ICWA, one of the premier think tanks of India. So you have two hats you wear, sir. You are with the Ministry of External Affairs, with which we collaborate, and without the ministry, it's not possible to have a dialogue of this nature. So thank you very much for coming. And also we have an MOU with the ICWA, and we do quite a bit of research and advocacy with the ICWA. So welcome, and looking forward to hearing from you.
Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Sri Conrad Sangma, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan to India and Bhutan, His Excellency Ono Keiichi, Chairman of Board of Directors, SREI Infrastructure Finance, Mr. Hemant Kanoria, Chairman of the Governing Council Asian Confluence, Mr. MP Bes Barwa, Executive Director, Asian Confluence, Mr. Sabyasachi Datta. Distinguished guests, Excellencies, colleagues and friends, Namaskar and Konbanwa. It is a privilege to be in Shillong, in the beautiful state of Meghalaya, for KIZUNA, the intellectual conclave organized by Asian Confluence. The word KIZUNA signifies bonds of trust and enduring partnership, and there could be no more appropriate theme for discussion during the 6th India-Japan Intellectual Conclave themed Scaling Up Relationships. Guided by the vision articulated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the India-Japan relationship has evolved into a special strategic and global partnership, one that increasingly serves as a stabilizing and forward-looking pillar in the Indo-Pacific. At a time when the international system is marked by geopolitical churn, economic fragmentation, technological contestation, and renewed debates on development, this partnership stands out for its steadiness and strategic clarity. Over the past 2 decades, India and Japan have moved from cordial partners to indispensable strategic collaborators. What makes this partnership unique is that it is not driven merely by transactional interest. It is anchored in shared civilizational linkages, democratic ethos, commitment to the rule of law, and a common vision for a free, open, inclusive, and rule-based regional order. These shared principles are reinforced through more than 70 robust institutional mechanisms, such as the annual summits and 2+2 ministerial dialogue, economic security dialogue, among others. Before turning to issues of contemporary relevance, I would like to underline that the friendship between the two countries has a long history rooted in spiritual affinity and strong cultural and civilizational ties. A notable early connection was in 752 AD when Indian monk Bodhisena performed the consecration of the great Buddha at Todaji Temple in Nara, near Osaka. In contemporary times, figures like Swami Vivekananda, Rabindranath Tagore, J.R.D. Tata, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Ras Bihari Bose, and Justice Radha Binod Pal strengthened popular imagination. Justice Pal's dissent at the War Crimes Tribunal remains deeply respected in Japan. Famous Japanese painters such as Yoshida Hiroshi and Fuku Akino based their artworks on Indian landscape and contributed to the 20th century and movements in both countries. After World War II, India did not attend the San Francisco Conference, but decided to conclude a separate peace treaty with Japan on 28 April 1952, marking the beginning of diplomatic relations. These are all facts of history which have led to immense goodwill and bonhomie between both sides. In an increasingly fragmented and polarized world, India and Japan recognize that economic security now shapes geopolitics as profoundly as traditional defense concerns. Recognizing this, our two prime ministers launched the Economic Security Initiative during the 15th Annual Summit on 27 August 2025. The objective of the Economic Security Initiative is to ensure that both countries collaborate in priority sectors such as critical minerals, semiconductors, telecommunications, pharmaceuticals, and clean energy. Critical minerals is a particularly important sector of collaboration. During the 15th Annual Summit, both sides signed an MOC in the field of mineral resources to prioritize investments and joint projects with a view to attain supply chain resilience. An important project in this regard is the collaboration between Indian Rare Earths Limited and Toyota Soso in Visakhapatnam. There are a lot more that both countries can partnership together. Semiconductors is another promising area of collaboration between both sides. Many Japanese companies like Renesas and Tokyo Electron are coming to India and associating themselves with the semiconductor ecosystem in India in line with the Make in India vision. The semiconductor and test facility in Jagir Road, Assam has the potential to become an important milestone in India-Japan semiconductor collaboration. The Northeast is uniquely positioned to contribute to this vision. Geographically and economically, it can anchor India's integration with Southeast Asia and the Bay of Bengal region. Economic relations have traditionally been a major pillar of our special strategic and global partnership. Japan is one of the top investors in India, and the presence of Japanese companies in India is significant. There are about 1,400 Japanese companies in India, and the number is growing. At the recent summit, both sides set an ambitious investment target of 10 trillion yen over the next 10 years in private investment, reflecting the scale of our economic ambition and shared confidence in India's growth story. Friends, I would like to highlight that Japan has also played an important role in India's development journey, be it Maruti Suzuki, which transformed mobility of Indians about 4 decades ago, and the introduction of metros, starting with Delhi Metro at the turn of the century. Today, the high-speed rail project from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, which will be yet another milestone in our mobility partnership. Going forward, we believe that integrating small and medium enterprises, particularly into the Northeast, will be key, tapping on our complementary strengths. Friends, as supply chains and industrial ecosystems are digitized, data security becomes central to economic resilience. India's experience with population scale digital public infrastructure, including digital identity, payments, and data governance frameworks, has demonstrated how interoperable and trusted digital systems can drive inclusive growth. Japanese expertise in submarine cable networks and trusted hardware systems complements India's digital innovation strengths. Together, we can work toward an open and secure digital corridor across Indo-Pacific, promoting human-centric and transparent digital standards. Ultimately, no ecosystem can thrive without human capital. Japan faces democratic pressures and labor shortages, while India's youthful workforce represents one of world's largest demographic dividends. Japan has targeted the right region, the northeast of India, for investment in opportune development cooperation with Japan. The presence of Indian workforce in Japan will highly contribute to the economic growth of the country, besides acting as the living bridge, as a living bridge between the two countries in formatting stronger bilateral ties through people-to-people linkages. Expanding participation under programs such as the Specified Skilled Worker and Technical Intern Training Program framework and strengthening language and cultural training initiatives can help bridge this structural complementarity. We have a human resource exchange initiative in place that provides for a two-way exchange of 500,000 personnel in 5 years, including 50,000 skilled personnel and potential talents from India to Japan. The youth of Northeast India can particularly contribute to this initiative between both sides. This is not merely about mobility, it is about long-term integration, skills transfer, institutional partnerships, and shared professional standards. By deepening educational exchanges and workforce collaboration, we strengthen the societal foundations of our strategic partnership. As we look ahead, we do so with optimism and confidence. Next year, India and Japan will celebrate the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations. This milestone offers us a valuable opportunity to reflect on our journey so far and to renew our commitment to an even stronger, more dynamic, and future-oriented partnership. In this vision, Northeast of India stands today not merely as a geographic gateway, but as a potential hub of Indo-Pacific innovation and connectivity. Moments of global disruption can become moments of strategic renewal if guided by vision and partnership. The task before governments, industry, and civil society is to deepen commitment, streamline collaboration, and build enduring ecosystems. In strengthening our bonds of trust, our KIZUNA, India and Japan can shape a more resilient, inclusive, and prosperous Indo-Pacific. In conclusion, I wish the conclave every success in its endeavors of converging the visions of scaling up of partnership between India and Japan, a torchbearer in its endeavor and fostering deeper and broader engagement in the years to come. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you very much, sir. You gave us a broad view of the whole spectrum of cooperation between India and Japan. May I now request His Excellency, the Ambassador of Japan to India, Ambassador Kenchi Ono, to kindly address us. Over to you, Excellency.
Shri Koran Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Ganti, MEA and ICWA, Mr. Kanaria, Kanaria Foundation, Mr. Bezbara, Governing Council Asian Conference, and Data-san, Asian Conference. Distinguished guests, ambassadors, professors, doctors, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, namaskar, konbanwa. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to address the opening ceremony of the 6th India-Japan Intellectual Conclave KIZUNA here in Shillong. At the outset, I'd like to express my deepest condolences to the bereaved family of Honorable Riki Shinkon. He was so dedicated to promoting the relationship between Japan and his beautiful state of Meghalaya that we are deeply saddened by the loss of a good friend of mine and my country. I'd like to pray for him. I would like to join my previous speakers to send my special thanks to the Asian Conference in hosting this 6th KIZUNA Conclave. This is a great conference. This is my second attendance at this conclave. Last year, I learned a lot from the in-depth discussions in the panel. And this year, I really look forward to coming here, Meghalaya. And Chief Minister Sanguma, it's a great honor and a pleasure for us to be with you today. Chief Minister has consistently demonstrated a strong commitment to strengthening relations with Japan. Excellency has visited Japan on several occasions and has actively engaged with local government and business leaders to build closer ties. I'm delighted that he is once again participating in this conclave, and I very much look forward to hearing and sharing his visions. Actually, just before coming here, I had a very good conversation, in-depth conversation with the Chief Minister on various aspects of Japan-Meghalaya cooperation, including agriculture, tourism, and people-to-people exchanges. So I very much look forward to hearing his views here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this year marks the 10th anniversary of the Free and Open Indo-Pacific, FOIP vision, which was first articulated in 2016. Enhancing connectivity in India's northeastern region and the Bay of Bengal, as well as developing industrial value chains across the region, constitutes one of the essential pillars of the vision and plays a vital role in achieving FOIP. Over the past decade, we have witnessed remarkable development across the northeastern states and steady progress in strengthening connectivity. This progress is undoubtedly the result of sustained efforts by both the government of India and the respective state governments. The union budget announced on 1st February, further testifies to the Government of India's strong commitment to the region. The allocation to the Ministry of Development of the Northeastern region in the latest budget has been significantly increased from the previous fiscal year. Across all ministries, more than 1 lakh crore rupees has been allocated for the projects related to this region, underscoring the growing national priority. Earlier this month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji inaugurated the Kumar Bhaskar Verma Bridge across the Brahmaputra River. This landmark project has reduced travel time between Guwahati and North Guwahati from several hours to just 7 minutes. It is a powerful testament of the transformation underway in the region, with a view to significantly enhancing both connectivity and economic development. Connectivity, in my view, consists of 3 dimensions. First, physical connectivity as a hardware, roads, bridges, and others. Second, institutional connectivity as a software. And third, people-to-people connectivity. Japan has been advancing comprehensive cooperation across all 3 dimensions: hard, soft, and people-to-people. Through the Japan International Cooperation Agency (JICA), we have steadily supported road infrastructure projects throughout the northeastern states. Among them, the project constructing the bridge connecting Dhubri in Assam and Purvari in Meghalaya is expected to reduce the travel time between those places, which currently takes 2.5 hours by ferry or over 8 hours by road, to just 23 minutes. In addition, Japan has extended cooperation in fields such as healthcare, forest management, disaster risk reduction, and Japanese language education. These initiatives lay the foundation for future industrial growth in the region. Furthermore, Japan's support for the construction of the Matabari deep seaport in Bangladesh is expected to become a game changer for logistics in the Bay of Bengal region, facilitating the development of industrial value chains linking the northeastern region with the broader Bay of Bengal area. I am proud to emphasize that Japan has contributed to the development and connectivity of India's northeastern region, and that our commitment is here to stay to deepen this cooperation even further. This KIZUNA conclave has evolved in tandem with these efforts to advance FOIP. With each edition, I sense growing interest among Japanese stakeholders. This year, more than 60 representatives from Japanese companies and organizations operating in India, as well as the Japanese media, are joining us from Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, and other cities. The importance of this conclave was also highly appreciated during the strategic dialogue held in January between the 2 foreign ministers of Japan and India. Esteemed guests, 10 years have passed since Japan and India elevated our relationship to a special strategic and global partnership. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to Japan last year, our leaders reaffirmed that the partnership has made significant progress over the past decade and agreed to build a mutually complementary relationship aimed at ensuring security and prosperity for the next generation. Among the priority areas identified by the 2 leaders, here I'd like to pick up or strengthen particularly 3 sectors which are particularly relevant to the themes of this 6th KIZUNA conclave. They are, first, semiconductors, second, clean energy, and third, human resource exchanges. In the field of semiconductors, cooperation between Japan and India is steadily advancing. On the occasion of last year's conclave, I myself visited the construction site of the Tata Electronics semiconductor facility in Jagi Road, Assam. together with the representatives of Japanese companies. Since then, Japanese companies have increasingly joined the project as suppliers, and Japan's presence in India's semiconductor supply chain is rapidly expanding. Today as well, member companies of the Semiconductor Committee of the Japan Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India are have visited the construction site and will participate in tomorrow's session as well. I look forward to further development of business collaboration in this critical sector. The second is clean energy. Clean energy is another area of pressing global importance and one in which Japanese companies possess advanced technology expertise. Last September, Prime Minister Modi ji laid the foundation stone for the bamboo bioethanol plant project in Goragat district, Assam. This project will contribute not only to India's carbon neutrality goals, but also to income generation for local communities through the utilization of bamboo, a key regional resource. The project is financed by the JBIC, Japan Bank for International Cooperation, and Japanese technologies, including those of Canadevia Corporation and other firms, are being utilized. I'm pleased that leading Japanese companies will also participate in tomorrow's session on clean energy, and I'm confident that this field holds tremendous potential for further cooperation between Japan and this region. The third is human resource exchange. This is another pillar of our partnership. During the leaders' meeting last year, our two governments agreed to aim at exchanging more than 500,000 people in 5 years, including the exchanges of 50,000 skilled personnel and potential talents from India to Japan. The northeastern region, with its talented and motivated young population, has great potential to lead in this area. Sending organizations are strengthening their activities in the region, and Japanese local governments have also begun engaging more actively with this region. I'm pleased to learn that during his visit to Japan last year, Honorable Chief Minister Sanguma met caretakers from Meghalaya working in Kobe City in Hyogo Prefecture, for example. I look forward to hearing from government officials and experts tomorrow about further steps to promote skill development and people-to-people exchanges. Esteemed guests, next year, 2027, will mark the 75th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations between Japan and India. Our ties, however, extend far beyond these 75 years. They are rooted in centuries of spiritual and cultural exchanges dating back to the introduction of Buddhism in the 6th century to Japan, and they have expanded and deepened dynamically through shared strategic and economic interests, keeping our traditional exchanges as precious fields. I visited Kohima in Nagaland in 2024 and Impal in Manipur last year to pay tribute to all those who lost their lives in the Second World War, including former Japanese soldiers. Through the warm welcome extended by local communities, I felt firsthand the deep historical bonds between our two peoples. Also, it was a distinct honor for me to welcome Honorable Shuri Rijiju, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Minister of Minority Affairs, as the chief guest of the Emperor's birthday reception I hosted earlier this month. His gracious presence was truly engaging and served as a powerful symbol of the enduring cooperation between Japan and the Northeast region. At a time when the international community faces profound transformations and numerous challenges, it is increasingly important for countries that share democratic values and fundamental principles to work together to uphold peace and prosperity. Japan and India and natural partners who can lead in this endeavor. The development and enhanced connectivity of this region and the Bay of Bengal area are essential to realizing this shared vision, offering significant strategic and economic potential. This conclave, KIZUNA conclave, serves as an essential platform to translate this potential into tangible outcomes. I sincerely hope that the two-day gathering of distinguished professionals and practitioners will generate new partnerships and concrete cooperation. Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。ダニエワ。
Thank you, Excellency. Domo arigato gozaimasu for that extremely inspiring address. And now, I think we are all looking forward to hearing from our Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya. Sir, you know this so well. You've visited Japan so many times. You're actively taking things forward. So, and thank you very much to make time to make this address. So over to you now, sir. Thank you.
His Excellency, Onikichaji, our ambassador from Japan to India, Mr. Gangteji, our secretary from MEA, Besbarwaji, the chairman of the governing council, Kanoriaji, chairman of the Kanoria Foundation, Sabyachachi, and the entire team of Asian Confluence, all dignitaries who are present out here, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was getting a bit boring just listening to the speeches. So I thought I'll just make it a bit more fun by giving a small presentation. This is Meghalaya's growth story. Meghalaya was growing at about 8.5% in the first, from 2015 to about 2020. And after 2020, we have grown at almost about 15.3% in terms of economic growth. In terms of the nation, Meghalaya is the second fastest growing state in the country. Though we are very small, but we are growing pretty fast. Not only that, we are the only state in the country today that is growing at 10% real GDP. So not nominal GDP, but 10% real GDP for 3 consecutive years. So it's a consistency that matters. So you may grow 1 year, then you may come down, but Meghalaya is the only state in the country which has grown consistently for 3 consecutive years at 10%. And if you look at the overall economic growth, the size of the economy, we had Assam growing at 89%, UP growing at 77% between the financial year of 2021-25, and Meghalaya grew at 76.5%. Next. This is basically the transformation journey that we are aspiring Meghalaya to see. Meghalaya had a lot of challenges. We had a lot of difficulties. And of course, it was not easy for us to stabilize things because there were certain foundations that need to be strengthened and certain bases and capacity to be increased. So we had a huge problem, and we decided that we need to work on a transformation kind of a journey, an aspiration journey that will not just look at the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, but look at all the way to 2047, as Honorable Prime Minister has said. Next. This is a very important slide for us. Now, when we believe that we have an economic target, where we want to move forward in terms of an economic goal, we realize that it cannot be just a goal that is a number of, say, GDP, doubling the GDP or making it certain $1 billion. You need to actually have a detailed breakup of how you're going to work and move forward as a state in every sector, and what is going to be the contribution of every sector in how the economy will grow and how will the number of jobs and employment be created for our people. And that's why we divided it into this vision that we had. We divided it into 10 opportunities which we saw, and more importantly, 10 commitments which we as a government must give to our people. So the in areas of concern, or sorry, the areas of opportunity that we saw are the ones on top in orange. And we realized that there is a huge scope where we need to bring in private investment. So we went in, we deregulated things. You'll be happy to know that we are among the top states in the country today to have deregulated different government regulations. About 400 plus regulations were deregulated. And today we are ranking among the top in terms of steps being taken for that. We have a unified portal for investments. We have a system where just simply you enter it. In the last 1.5 years, large number of investments, maybe the highest investments that Meghalaya has ever seen, has happened in the last 1.5, 2 years after we have reformed this entire investment scenario in the state. Similarly, we are seeing opportunities in all these different sectors. For example, sports, creative economy. It's okay. Yeah. Sports and creative economy. We realize that while our people are passionate about sports, I think it's important that we need to create this passion into an economic opportunity. Can we have a sports economy? Can we see our youngsters, becoming players who will play football, at the national and international level? Can we have footballers from here going to Japan one day and playing football in Japan or in Europe? So we see that as an opportunity, and we feel that we need to invest in that. So therefore, there needs to be a game plan. It cannot just happen just because we want it to happen. So how will we make it happen? All those plans and details we met. Similarly, in entrepreneurship and skilling, climate resilient economy, increased public investments, urban transformation, these are all key areas which we feel that opportunity is there for Meghalaya. But while we do that, we very, very firmly believe as a state that economic growth is important. But if this economic growth does not come with inclusivity, with equity, and with a process where every human being is touched and is affected and impacted, then we are failing in our duty to do justice to what we are doing for our people. So therefore, we realize that while we have economic growth and opportunities, we must stick to commitments. Commitments like the connectivity and mobility issues, drinking water, reliable power, all of these things are important. Nutrition and early childhood development. We are one of the first few states in the country today to actually have a program for early childhood development. I think most of the people who are from Japan and who have joined us here, and many people who are connected to different parts of the world and different programs, you realize the importance of early childhood development. Sadly, in India and even in our state, we did not invest in the early childhood development. And we all know that 90% of the child's brain grows till the point the child is 8 years old. And therefore, the neuron connectivity and all of this happens during that phase. But for India and for a state of Meghalaya, this realization came a bit late. But nonetheless, we have started it. So we are the first state, I think, in the country to start a massive program for early childhood development. Similarly, we want to make sure that there is housing for all, affordable health care, a caring and empowering economy. Now, one thing I wanted to share with you, which, of course, we didn't see in Japan, but I'm sure it's there, but I learned in Singapore. So when I went to Singapore, we met our nurses, because our nurses are working in Singapore also. So when we went there, we saw something called Active Aging Center. And in that Active Aging Center, they have a space for the elders. But while the elders are there, they have a space where young children, at 5 years, 6 years, will come to this center. So you have a space where the elders and the children come together. They play games together. They share stories together. They do activities together. And we realize it's such a beautiful model where you're creating a very caring and a very sensitive economy, sensitive society. And these kind of programs are being brought into this the caring and empowering state. So these kind of programs are being done. The reason I'm showing this to you is because to give you the idea that we have a plan, we have a roadmap, we have a vision and a target, and we have figured out a way and a path to reach to that target, which may not be perfect. We will adapt along the way. Things will change. Difficulties will come, hurdles will come, but we know where we want to go and how we want to get there. Next. Again, this is just to show the expenditure, how the growth has happened. So while the economic growth happened, this is how the economic expenditure on different aspects, whether it's revenue expenditure we had or the capital expenditure. And you can see that the capital expenditure grew at 16.6%. So that's the kind of growth. The dark purple is the capital expenditure that grew. And for those who are obviously into finance, will know that revenue expenditure is not just salaries, but there's a huge component of also welfare programs, schemes, supports that we give to our farmers, musicians, sports persons, students, so on and so forth. Next. Yeah, so again, this is the same thing. So this is how also it happened. So we started many programs. So when we came in 2018, so now this is the 8th year of our government. We'll be completing 8 years, in fact, on the 6th of March. So that's this 8-year journey we have had. So we have done many programs that it's ensured that many schemes, many welfare schemes, many programs that targeted farmers, that targeted the youth, that targeted students, musicians, sports persons. All these kind of programs were done, and today our programs are affecting, lakhs and lakhs and hundreds and thousands of people. Next. That's fine. These are just numbers. You can show me you can show me the pictures of the projects. I just want to show some of the projects like the Secretariat and. Sorry, I'm just going to bore you with some pictures and all that stuff. Yeah, just leave that. That's a nice one. Just to share with you, I don't know if any finance minister does this, but this was my reply yesterday to the budget. So while I was replying, it was a presentation actually I was giving. So I presented the whole budget and everything. These are just some pictures. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, this is a fun one. Yeah, we can go back. Yeah, this is a great one. So you know that we love music, right? So Meghalaya loves music, and Meghalaya's people will love music. I love music. That could be me playing the guitar right there. But anyway, my point is, we realize that our kids are passionate about music. And so we come out with a program where we support artists to do busking. So they are playing in tourist locations, they're playing in the market area in different locations. And government of Meghalaya is paying them for doing that, because we believe that we must encourage them. And today we are so happy to see that our artists today are being taken to Hard Rock Cafe throughout the country, and they are performing. Next. This is again another thing which I want to show you, that we realize that while we are moving forward as a state, we need to look at ourselves trying to breach that ceiling of being looked at as a state or a nation that just does average stuff. We want to go beyond that. And therefore, today, if you look at some of the projects, and these are all projects that are going on right now as we speak. These have been tendered out, work construction is going on. This is going to be the longest cantilever skywalk in the country. This is going to be an experiential center where we're going to promote our heritage. This is going to be maybe one of the few, or I think only, rain museum in one of the heaviest rainfall areas in the world, called Mausandram. This again is a wellness center that we are bringing up. All these projects are under construction. We hope that in the next 2 years' time, while our airport also is expanding, where direct flights will come into Shillong from all different metros, which will happen by 2027 end, these projects will be complete. And therefore, all of these pieces of the puzzle, or this picture that we're trying to create of Meghalaya, will all fit into a final a picture. This again is a very big project which we're doing in Sora, which is Cherrapunji. And this again, the funds have been sanctioned. Tender process is going on. We expect this to happen within the next 2 to 3 years. Next. This is a great one. This is going to be the second, tallest towers, or a kind of a structure in India after the Statue of Unity. So it's a 123-meter monolith towers. As you know, monoliths are part of our culture, the Khasi tradition, Khasi culture. So these are going to be, lifts are going to be there inside. You can actually go up. And there's going to be a glass circular on top which you can walk on. And this is going to be like one of the most iconic projects that we as a state are doing. And this is going to be, of course, in the new Shillong area. Next. This is fine. We are hosting the national games next year. This, of course, was a, I just brought this presentation on the spot. This is a presentation I wasn't preparing for this crowd, but yeah. Okay, this is a great one. So this is the largest football stadium in the country. Largest dedicated football stadium in the country. This will have 40,000 capacity. As you all know that Meghalaya, unlike the rest of the country, which is very cricket focused, so am I, but Meghalaya is football centric. So everybody here loves football. People love music. That's how our culture is. And therefore we realized that and we said that, well, then we will make Meghalaya and Shillong into the football capital of the country. If anybody thinks about football, well, it's going to be here in Meghalaya. If you want to have the finals of whichever biggest tournament you're going to have in the country, well, you're going to have it in Shillong. So we said we're going to make that arena and that space to ensure that we have the biggest football stadium in the country so that we will be able to go towards that goal and target of ours to become the football capital of the country. Next. These are again infrastructures going on in different parts, all being implemented as we speak. This is going to be inaugurated maybe next month. This has already been done. Here the second part is going to be inaugurated. This is again going to have an Olympic size thing. This is we're preparing for the national games basically. That's next year. So all of this is going on as we speak. Next. Yeah, that's okay. This is fine. Next. Yeah, this is a good one too. Just to share with you that obviously we realize that the work should be spread all across. So we have some administrative buildings coming up in my constituency. And again, this is a convention center in my constituency. And this is going to be a big unity mall, Government of India funded. But this is going to come up in Shillong. And this is also some of the beautification work we're planning to do in Shillong. I mean, planning to mean it's going on right now. We expect the work to be completed in about a year's time. Next. Yeah, so the IT park, we have the second phase of the IT park. A lot of you may know, may not know, but IT is again a very big thing that we are doing. And of course, it's not at the scale of what's happening in Jagi Road in terms of the chip manufacturing that's going to happen there. But we are playing our part and we are laying the foundations to be there, to be able to support this entire ecosystem that's going to develop and which is going to be required for the entire area to develop as a technology hub. So we want to be part of that story. We want to be part of that process. And therefore, we realize that we need to prepare in terms of the infrastructure that we require out here, as well as the manpower. So all of these things are being planned. There's not enough time for me to show all of that, but all of these things are happening. So the skilling, which was mentioned earlier by so many speakers earlier. So we are doing all of this. Next. Yeah, this is our new secretariat. You can just go back. This is fun. This is nice. So this is just to show you the new secretariat building is coming up, which we are going to shift the entire administration to this place. About 35-40% work is already completed of the civil work. This is about 3 months, 4 months of work. We expect that by 2027 we'll be able to shift. Next. Yeah, that's okay. Next. Next. Oh, there, this is a good one. So that's from Japan. That's our nurse right there. Of course, we have 27 right now. 29 of them and 10 in Singapore. We are working very hard. I went to drop the first 2. We expect that 5,000 nurses will be there in the next 6 years. This is what our target is. And we have started producing and creating the ecosystem to be able to achieve that. And all that work is going on. And we realize the financial impact it will have on our people. So that's the calculation I had shown to the assembly. So that they realize that the opportunity that exists is real. And it's something that we can actually really make a difference in our people's lives, as well as be a win-win situation between Japan and India. Next. Yeah, I mean, so we have 5-star hotels. Some of you may not know this, but 8 years back when I had taken over, there was no 5-star hotel in Meghalaya. So last 2 years we have built this, and I mean this was being built and stopped and then built and then stopped and then built and then stopped. So 35 years this building was being built, just so that you all know. And it took, I think the first chief minister of the state laid the foundation stone for this hotel. And then we inaugurated, means it was again lying in, in a kind of, dormant state. So we managed to finish this and get this done. So therefore, the designs and the rooms, some people complain, but I said, well, that was a design 35 years back. So I just got what there was already and I completed it. So like that, we completed the Marriott. But again, I'm happy to inform you that already we have signed the agreements for PPP projects for 4 more 5-star hotels, and another 4 more will be signed within the next 2 months' time. So we expect that by the time we have the airport ready, by the time we have all the other infrastructures ready, we will have roughly about 10 5-stars here. And more importantly, we are not just relying on the 5-star hotels, which of course is very important. We're also developing the entire ecosystem in terms of different tourist locations also being developed. So this is again a very important part of our process that's going forward. So we have the next 4 that are coming up is Taj again. The Taj Spa and Resort is coming up on the lake. That's a very important project. We have a hotel in, again, my constituency. Then we have one project in Sora, which is Cherpunji, and Lemon Tree, which is the Aurika hotel, the brand Lemon Tree. This is coming up right here in Shillong. So these are already constructions. For some of them have started, and the others will start maybe in a month or so. Next. Yeah, we mentioned about bamboo, and so we are very keen. This again is just to show to my MLAs and to the assembly, but I just thought I'll just mention about this. So we are going to go very aggressively into bamboo production, processing. So there are a lot of things that are happening, whether it's bamboo ply, whether it's ethanol, other areas. A lot of investors have shown a lot of interest. This is one area that we are very, very bullish about, and we're going to be moving very aggressively. Next. Okay, this is okay. Next. That's next. Okay, this is okay. Yeah. Next. Next. Yeah. So can you just go to, oh, this is a nice one. Yeah. So just go back. Yeah. So this, I think all of you know what this is, right? Yeah. So this is the living root bridge. Earlier, somebody was mentioning about living bridges. So this is the living root bridge. So this is actually part of our culture. So in Khasi Hills, people actually use the roots of this particular tree, and they actually create a bridge. This is real bridges being made by directing the roots in one direction, and it's a living root bridge. These root bridges take 70 years to build. So basically, last time we were there in a village called Sage. So I met the guy who was making that bridge. He started making that bridge when he was 10 years old. And today he's 70. And he's still making that bridge. And when I saw him talk about that bridge, I mean, I could see tears in his eyes. Because it was the way he was looking at it and saying that this is my work of my lifetime. That's how amazing the story of a living root bridge is. And I'm so happy that that fellow who was there, Mr. War, he has also got the Padma Shri. So that was a great thing, and we're very happy that that moved forward. And you'll be happy to know that Government of India has sent its nomination for the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And as you know, there's only one nomination that goes from every country. So from India, the Living Root Bridge is the nomination this year. Next. I think that's it. Okay, so can we just go to the Japan one? So I'm going to go last. I swear, I'm not going to bore you anymore. This is the last one. Okay, this is the one with Japan. So since our ambassador had been mentioning about the different things we've done in, so this is the trip we made to Japan. So the prefecture of Miyagi was where we had gone and started to connect, because that is the direction we got from the ambassador, Indian ambassador at that time, Mr. C.B. George. And after discussion, we had made a plan and we went to Miyagi, and I'll tell you why we went to Miyagi. Next. Next. It's okay. Next. 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 more. No, no. Where's it? No, go back, go back, go back. Back, one more. Yeah, that one. Yeah, this one. So this is where it started. So there's a company called Yats Corporation. It's from Miyagi. And they have a technology for shiitake mushroom. So about 6 years back, we tied up with the Yats Corporation, and we sent our farmers and our officials to get trained in Miyagi, in Yats Corporation. The people from Yats Corporation came to Shillong, trained our people, saw what we have. We invested, and about 350 million yen or 20 crores of worth of equipment was bought by Meghalaya from Yats Corporation. And those are machines that were put in right there. The picture is not there, but I hope they should have shown. Anyway, so the machines are inside there. And now we're going to make the shiitake blocks. So as you know, mushroom grows on, wood blocks. So it's either wood, or the technology that Japan has developed is they take sawdust and they compress it. And there's some technology which I don't know, which then ultimately leads to more productivity in the mushroom. So if you grow it in the normal process, you get 1 cycle or 2 cycles in a year. Whereas if you use this technology, you get 4 cycles in a year. So therefore, 4 times double the production for the farmer. And obviously, it's much easier and much safer, and the quality is better. So these machines have been installed. We are now manufacturing the logs. We have given it to farmers. The production has started. And this is a story of our relationship and our partnership with Miyagi and with Japan. So what I'm trying to tell you is that it's not that we're just having this conference today just for the sake of having an event. This is really part of our plan. We have been investing in this entire process of working with Japan. We were very clear from day one that we need to be very clear of our plan in terms of our partnership. Things don't happen in one day or 1 year, So we expect that we're going to meet today and there's going to be MOU signed tomorrow, and day after tomorrow the project is going to start. It doesn't work like that. You need to build trust. You need to build comfort. You need to build relationship. You need to have a plan on how you're going to move forward. And sometimes those plans will go down, sometimes it will go up, but we know that we will continue to work together. And I think that's really the message that we want to give to you, that this has been going on for 6 years now, and we are so happy that finally our farmers are getting the benefit, and we are seeing this production happening. About 1,000 farmers have been engaged, and in fact these are products that are real products, shiitake mushroom grown with the help of Japanese technology. Next. Okay, that's me, but yeah, I'm looking quite bad. Just ignore that. But yeah, so we went and saw some of the machines that were there. They forced me to do that thumbs up thing. This is one of the strawberry plantations we went to. And we were trying, and we are still trying to convince Government of India. Mr. Gante can help us in that. We want to get the seeds from Japan for the variety or of the strawberries. We are really focusing on strawberry. And we have spoken to some people, and we are very hopeful that apart from the seeds, the plants, the technology also is something that we are looking forward to bring. So we want to bring the technology of so this production unit was showing us how they manage the strawberry plantation in different extreme climate conditions, and it was really amazing to see how the entirely climate controlled, all covered up and stuff. So this was very exciting. Next. Oh, these are the nurses. These are all our girls who are working in Japan. Some of them. So you can see they're in different locations in Tokyo, in Osaka, in Hyogo, in Hiroshima. So all of them are there. There were 29 of them now. And I was telling them that I'm looking forward to the day when we'll be able to celebrate Meghalaya Day one day in Tokyo, in Japan also, that we'll have enough numbers of people there so we can celebrate Meghalaya Day. So this is just some of the names, but obviously we are looking forward to many. The problem is starting. So what happened in the beginning, there was trust deficit. Parents were scared, Is it real? What will happen to my daughter when she'll go there if nobody's there to take care of her? Who's going to pay for it? So we face a lot of problems. So government had to come in and we say, we will pay. CM will go and make sure that they're okay. We will help you in getting the passports. You don't have to worry. We will be there to take care and when the first time, the first group of nurses went there, and I was there myself to take them, take them, they were there, but I was there right about a month or so when they were there, and send the pictures to the people out here, that's when everything changed. And people were like, this is real. It's really happening. And today, as I said, the nurses are sending back money to their families. The families are poor. Some of these girls, in fact, one of the girls, I can't see if she's there or not. So, yeah, anyway, she's not there. She's never been out of Riboy. Riboy is, the Nongpo area, Riboy. She's never been out of there. She's never gone to Guwahati in her life. She's never gone to Shillong. She may have come. So, not gone to Guwahati means the rest is like, really far. So, she went straight from there to the training center in Bangalore, of course. Then from there, she went straight to Japan. And that's the kind of exposure they got, and that's the kind of background that they came from. And today, they're working in Japan. So it's a really, a satisfying moment for me to see this kind of things that are happening. And as I said, great moment of a great partnership I see developing and coming up in the future. Next. Okay, there's a bad photo again with one of, he's the CEO of the ASEAN one, I think. Yes, next. Yeah, so onsen, again, something we felt that it will work well because we have the hot springs. So we have hot springs in Meghalaya. So we realized that is there some way we can learn from Japan to maybe put in the technology or some kind of aspect of how this branding was done, how we can look into this. So we actually are very keen to see this also happen. But but this of course is only in our thought process. We are still working on this. Next. Oh, this one is very important. So this is our rice beer, and this is sake. So we went to one of the factories or distilleries where sake was made. And we saw the entire process and how it was done, and we had to wear that cap and all that stuff. They didn't allow us to go in just like that. We had to take off the shoes and, you have to kind of sterilize the whole body, all that stuff. So we saw the technology and how it was being done, and we were very keen to see how we could bring that technology to India, to Meghalaya. And then use our rice and our, products here to produce sake, or at least produce Meghalaya sake or whatever, our own form of sake. So this is something that we are again at very advanced stage. So the organization or the company we went to, we are in touch with them. They'll be visiting us very soon. We will be bringing in the technology all the way from Japan and installing it here. So this is something that's on the cards. I really hope this will happen because I strongly feel that this is an area where we can obviously, similarities there. So next. Okay, so that's okay. Next. This is, of course, the governor of the prefecture of Miyagi. So we had a wonderful meeting. Next. Yeah, again, that's another. Next. Okay, we can stop now. So that is the presentation part. So to conclude, again, as I said, for us, what is important, as I said, is to look at the long run. And I strongly am a firm believer that a partnership and a relationship is built on foundations. And trust and long-term thought process and a situation where there's a win-win situation for all is key for us to be able to build that trust and that partnership. And for us, from Meghalaya's point of view, we have been very patient. And today we are seeing things moving in the right direction. A simple example is our cherry blossom festivals. And we are the only state now today, we are partnering with Japan. Last year we couldn't do it for different reasons, but we're very keen, and we had a discussion with His Excellency that we want to see that next year, which is the 75 years of Indo-Japan partnership, we would like to see that this will be taken to the next level. So I just want to share with you, which is something I shared with the Honorable Ambassador, is that last year itself, I had proposed that I would like to come out with a cherry blossom theme. And this cherry blossom theme should have local instruments and local language from Khasi Hills, Jainti Hills, and Garo Hills, and from Japan. Have artists from Japan, have artists from here, make this theme song together with the music elements of both the nations and both the states and both the artists, and have these instruments and have the video shooting done in Meghalaya and in, well, Miyagi or Tokyo, wherever in Japan, and come out with this theme song. So we couldn't do it last year. I had really hoped I would be able to do it. That would really establish this entire relationship and partnership and create this theme song for the long term. So I'm happy to tell you that we will do it this year. So this will mark that 75 years partnership. I think it will be the best way to mark this 75 years of partnership, and would like to see Meghalaya play a very important role in that and build that up. And this cherry blossom would be a very, very important cherry blossom for us, as it will also reflect the 75 years of partnership between India and Japan. So that's what we are doing, and really I thank all of you for being here today and taking your time out. I'm happy that I had this presentation, because earlier I was seeing some people going like this, and now they're up. So at least I managed to do that. And I know I spoke a bit too long. I've been having a very difficult time because I'm in the middle of my sessions. So I'm having assembly sessions. So, so I spoke for, I think, about yesterday. Oh, now? No, in the morning I spoke for 3 hours, I think. Yesterday I spoke about 6 hours, I think. So I'm in the talking mood these days. So therefore, so that's why I'm not getting tired, and that's why I'm very energetic right now. But I'll stop, because I know that all of you are tired. There's much more to be done, and I think the more exciting part is tomorrow. But I just wanted to share that, we are in the right direction. We need to be patient. We need to show our commitment. We need to pick the right things we want to do. And I think that's very, very crucial for us. And I always believe, as I said, we need to take the right steps at the right time, and plan things well. And therefore, I always tell people, I don't mind, a lot of business people are here, but I want to say this. I don't like MOUs, just to share with you. I really don't like MOUs, because MOU is just a show. There's, there's nothing beyond that. But if the MOU is going to lead to something great and you have the right intention, then yes, it's a great thing. So I think it's important to really have the right intention, and and be open about it. There's nothing. If there's nothing for you, that's it. There's nothing. You don't have to feel bad or say that, no, we should show something. I don't think it works that way. I think we should be serious. We should be working towards realistic goals, and that's the reason why I showed you what we are doing, what we plan to do, and what we can do. And therefore, we're going to work on that, and I hope that we'll be able to build up that partnership with all of you in the days to come, in the years to come, and be able to really create that momentum. There's a lot to be done. Japan has really invested through its government, through JICA in the Northeast, and I, on behalf of the people of the Northeast, would really like to take this opportunity to thank the government of Japan as well as JICA for the huge investments that are coming in. They're making a huge difference in terms of the infrastructure that we have, which of course at the end of the day is changing and making a difference in the people's lives in my state and the region as a whole. So thank you so much, and I wish this program the very best, and I wish you all the very best.
Wow. So that was, uh, I don't think there's much to say after such a brilliant, not only a presentation, it's such an inspiring guide for what is to come, and to lay the seeds of so many things. I can imagine somebody coming to do business, getting to an onsen, going to Chera, going around tourism, thinking about sakes, strawberries. I mean, I think the future looks so nice. I think, thanks to the dynamic leadership of our Honorable CM. And so we are really proud to be in our home state with our beloved Chief Minister here. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think I stand between you and the dinner, which is also being hosted uh, by by you. And I don't know. I must say that our chief minister is a musician par excellence. So I hope I don't. Um, you know, uh, you're looking at me in a very, but in case we can coax him to, kind of strum a line or two, I think it would be something, uh, something special. um, uh, but on that note, may I really take this opportunity on behalf of the Asian Confluence and to thank you, sir, for the support and the partnership of the government of Meghalaya in hosting this conclave. We are not just hosting the conclave, but we want to work with your government to follow up, and we would like to seek continued guidance and hand-holding, how we can add value to these, to following up on some of these ideas and the real projects that you're doing. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank um, the Embassy of Japan. Your Excellency, this is running in the 6th edition, and it is such an honor for us to partner with the Embassy and in putting this together, and we work very hard with your team. So thank you very much for coming to Shillong. And of course, without the support of the Ministry of External Affairs and the anchorship of the Ministry of External Affairs, something like this is often not possible. So thank you, sir, very much and thanks to the team at the Ministry for the support to Asian Confluence and to this KIZUNA effort. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank the Sasakawa Peace Foundation, who is also collaborating. And much of these ideas, last week 2 weeks back, we had a group visit of young students, and so much is the opportunities, many of the hints that our Chief Minister has given. Thank you all, members of the industry, media, think tanks. I think tomorrow is an exciting day. Our Chief Minister has set a very high bar for us to ideate on, and so I think now I stand between you and the dinner and the refreshments that is being hosted very graciously by our Honorable Chief Minister. I know that you are very busy. You're in the middle of an assembly session, and you've been speaking for 6 hours yesterday, 3 hours today, and we keep hearing bites of your interventions in the assembly. But in spite of that, you made time to come here and be with us, and that's such a great, so gracious of you. So thank you very much.